Hi everyone and welcome to this MYP Mathematics Category 1 workshop. My name is Martin and I am going to be your facilitator for the duration of that workshop. So you had access actually at the beginning to see all of the modules. More normally these modules should have been hidden because the beginning of the workshops is on Wednesday, August 3rd. So for me it's in a few hours. Perhaps some of you are already on Wednesday morning. Because of the time zone difference, I am at UTC -4, so we'll always have to adapt. So you'll see that you will have learning engagement activities to do every week. It is pretty much self-paced, but you have interactions with the others, so you can read what the others have published, and you can also see my comments to them. And every week I'm going to guide you through the module by doing a video like this one. So basically that's what I will do now. So what you had access at first should have been access is the workshop homepage. You see that here I'm using the hamburger menu here in the top left corner that I can access to go from one module to the next. It is often useful to come back to the activity. I use it most of the time. There are links here on top also that you can use, and also on some pages there are tabs here, but not on all the pages. So in the workshop homepage, what you will have seen is that you have the announcements. So when I am going to send you a message, an announcement, these emails that you will receive will still be like recorded here within the announcement. So it's a faster way perhaps to try to find what I sent you. Next, there is the coffee corner in which there is the first activity. I see that some of you have already done like the first activity here, which was introducing yourself and also giving your own definition of international mindedness. You'll see that in module 1 there will be in the module notes a little introduction to that activity, and then they say to go back to the coffee corner to do that. So if I click on it, in order for us to it's easier for me to follow like chronologically who has published what and like to see the answers of one participant to the other. It's easier if we are all in the same post. So normally we do not use add a new topic. At that point she didn't know, so it was okay. So that I am perfectly okay. I still will go read everything, but at that point, I always do a first post, and following my post, you see here you can use the reply button to do the activity. So what you'll see is I just like wrote what was asked, and then I did the activity myself. Well, perhaps I did not define the international mindedness actually because I wanted to know what you think, but I just introduced myself. So you can see here my daughters. So to do that, you click on reply and you see the advanced button, down the arrow and everything. I'm just going to go through that with you right now. Because when I click on the reply button, what you'll see is that I only have a text box. I have no editing options. But you see here the advanced button at the bottom right. When I click on it, there are more, like I can set colors, I can do bold letters and everything. But you can also press here on the downward arrow, for instance here to insert an image. So that is something that you can do. Perhaps you can also size to something like 250 wide, which is easy to see, perhaps a little bit more, so you can just browse in order to find your image, save the image and then publish it. You can have some editing tools if you want to add a link. Let's say I will just write a link. I can here just press here and just enter the URL, and then I can press on open a new window. It's easier to navigate at that using that option. And also at the bottom you can here like click on files to browse to find a file that you want to attach, or you can just drag and drop the files here and then you say post to forum. You have 15 minutes to edit it. Afterward you would have to ask me like to erase or edit your message because you will no longer have that option. So these tools are the tools that we will use all along. Because, well, generally in a forum, because we cannot like be in sync, it's impossible to all be within a virtual meeting. I can tell you that right now, because some of you would be in the middle of the night. There is no possible. I just did all of the options and it was clearly impossible. So when I will like open up like virtual meetings for you to ask questions, basically, because there are many informations there. But if you still have questions, I will be happy to answer these questions and virtual meetings. So when I will set virtual meetings, you see that there will always be two options, because making sure that you have like at least one of the options, which is during the day, not in the middle of the night. So that is for the first activity. Going back to the workshop homepage, the burning questions, you can ask questions here, but you can also like send me a message here. Here I just received a message because I am actually having an upgrade myself for now about like the authorization process of an IB school, so and to be a consultant. So that's what I am going to do myself like during the next month. So this is a burning questions forum. If you have questions, you can ask in there, and then everyone has an answer. But you can also often ask questions within the activities, and it's easy for me like at that point also to answer. You have the resource library. What I can tell you is that I just like updated a few guides that you might use. The others I just didn't like put it because like in mathematics there was a little modification in May 2022, just to say that the first exam was in May 2022. But basically there's been two upgrades during the last year, in December and in February. So if you have not been familiar with it, I can eventually like try to, when it's going to be relevant, I'm going to tell you what was there. But that guide is here. But whenever you will have to use the guide, I will also attach it to my message. Okay, so you see that it's often easier than try to look up in the resource library. So basically, you probably will not have to go there, but still I'm telling you that. The others I do not use basically. Going to module 1. Now, for now it says hidden. I will open it like very soon. Actually, I could do it right now. So hide, show topic. So starting now, it is available. So the activator is just an activity you just go through. There is nothing to research, just have to share your comments, feeling. So you can look at one or two of these videos and just click on my post once again and just reply to my post about what you think. Basically, is to try to position yourself compared to perhaps what the IB program will be. So I will be glad to read what you think. So this is an activator activity. And then using the module notes here, when you click on it, click on enter. You will have to allow pop-up windows from the side. Perhaps it will be something that will be blocked, so try to allow it. It took some time, and then you'll see like you can start like the course. So there will be information you see here talking about international mindedness. So this is for the coffee corner, and each time that you can already access the other activities, but once you're done, then you can go to the second one and so on, and you will be like guided through the week. Of course, for the first week, you'll see that it's basically the foundations, like the philosophy of the IB, and then you'll delve deeper into how we can like use mathematics within it. So here, international education. So here they say, let's go do learning engagement activity number 2. So that's what I'll do. You see here, I can click to have the next activity, or else I can come back to module 1 once again and go to learning engagement 2, our ever-changing world forum. So here, basically, there's a Venn diagram, which is here, but which is also here. If you click on step 1, you can just click here and it will download the file. Basically, it's not the editing that is important, it's just to consider these two questions and what is similar. So these two questions, you can like you don't have to complete it within the Venn diagram. You can use a table below, it's going to be easier. So what things we have to consider when we choose to teach like in today's classroom, and then what we do as teachers believe that students need in order to be successful when they leave school, and then we try to mix the two and to see how it intersects. So this is for the first part of the activity. So you can apply here for step 1. And step 2 actually is that do you have conclusions like that you can draw regarding teaching and learning, and just post your thought and you can read each other's thought here. So this is for the second learning engagement activity. Once again, you could like press here and go back, and here it talks about like we will not have to read it in a category 1 workshop, but the program standards and practices that we use when we evaluate schools. This is actually the old version. It has been replaced. Do not use that one. This is updated and it is okay. So here, if I go to the third learning engagement activity, it's like what defines learners. And you just use the document to assess and reflect on where you are. Once again, it's to position yourself compared to perhaps what you will have read with the IB program. So here, developing students as lifelong learners, I can click on it. You can write directly in the file. Once again, using the advanced button, you will be able to attach a file with your answers afterward. So here, just say where you're at and the questions that you have. So I will read questions and I will answer some of these, and I encourage you, like amongst each other, if you have an answer to someone, perhaps to try to answer directly, like to that question, this is what I would suggest, for instance. So this is what is asked here for this third learning engagement activity. For the fourth one, it's teamwork. About the learning profile attributes and the aims of the mathematics guide. Okay, so what you'll have here, if I click 17.1, I've already like downloaded all of the information that you need. So if you click here, it's a shared document already. Okay, what you have to do is only like here to write your name. So write name. Okay, I say write number 1, but you write your name. Okay, so the name of let's say maximum 3 people per list, and then you share the work. Okay, basically is to make the work less, shorter than to see the other stats. Okay, so in teams of 3, here are the aims of mathematics. I've copy pasted all of them from the mathematics guide. Learner profile attributes, you have the attributes here. Which comes also from any guides actually. This is from the mathematics guides. And then perhaps try to justify like what learner profile attribute goes with each aim of mathematics, and you'll see that they are strongly related. So that's the fun of that activity. So you just choose any team, and if you see like in team 2, like there's no one or there's only 1 or 2 persons, just join in with the team, and then you can do that activity in teams. It's going to be interesting. The next one will introduce yourself perhaps more to just think about how we assess in mathematics in the MYP. So you'll see that there are 3 rubrics for year 1, 3, and 5. There are command terms, and there are strengths, which is like AI, AIA, and so on. And we want to compare the rubrics. So the rubrics are from page 35 to 46. And then the command terms would be in 56 and 57 if you want, but basically what we'll need is a rubrics. Once again, if you click on my post, you'll see that I have attached a mathematics guide. And now, so the idea is like for criterion A, compare the rubrics from year 1, 3, and 5. And then you go to criterion B, 1, 3, and 5, and so on. So just go to every single one of them, and what I would say, what of the upgrade that has been done is that when the strands are not used at a level, it's just written not demonstrated at that level. So I wish you the most wonderful of weeks, and if you have any questions, tell me in about 1 week there will be a virtual meeting.